Right now, early voting is underway in Ohio. A new Politico poll released today shows more than 50% of potential voters say gun policy will play a major role in their vote. Here in Ohio, we've seen two big changes this year when it comes to gun rights. First, Governor Mike DeWine signed House Bill 99, which gives teachers and school staff the option to be armed in classrooms. The law requires those who carry guns at school to undergo yearly criminal background checks. It also decreased training requirements from around 750 hours of training to up to 24 hours of school-specific training and up to 8 hours of requalification training each year. It is an issue dividing our state.
There has been bills that we've wanted to push through the state legislature that are common sense. 90% of Ohioans support these bills. They're common sense gun violence legislation prevention bills, and they don't take away your Second Amendment right. We understand that that is your right. That is our right to bear arms. Now, we also have the right to live.
We're not handing firearms to a random teacher who doesn't choose to put themselves in that role. But if you step back and look at any of these school shootings, time is of the essence. And to be able to have somebody on site immediately to stop the threat, to neutralize the threat, it is something that is needed.
Now, the other big change this year, the new constitutional carry law. It allows anyone who can legally own a gun to carry it concealed without a license. And they are no longer required to take any training classes in order to carry the concealed firearm. But you must be 21 years old or older.
Yeah, since we know this is an issue that will be top of mind when you head to the polls, we brought in a political expert tonight to discuss where the main candidates stand on that. Dr. Brianna Mack is political professor with Ohio Wesleyan University. We're used to speaking to you on Zoom.
Yeah.
Good to have you in studio tonight because, hey, this is a hot race. We're talking about the Senate race. Let's provide some context for the viewers tonight. You know, Democrat Tim Ryan and Republican J.D. Vance debated earlier this week. Here's what they had to say about allowing teachers to carry guns. Listen to this.
I just think it's very, very dangerous to think that you're going to have a school teacher shooting into a crowd of kids.
I think allowing properly trained teachers to carry firearms can be part of the solution. I think increasing funding for school resource officers can be part of the solution.
All right, Dr. Mack, what role will this play when voters head to the polls, especially those moms, those parents who think this is top of mind?
So I think voters will be thinking about the gun control issue in one or two ways, either looking at it as an access question or as a safety question. And so we're not going to get into what side access versus safety because it falls along party ID lines, but I think they will be looking at it as whether or not the way to address the issue at hand is to either view it from a safety standpoint, so trying to make sure that, you know, children and other vulnerable populations that are being caught up in all of these attacks, right, that those incidents are less likely to occur, versus perhaps looking at access, so trying to make sure that folks who should not have access to these guns, there are actually programs and limitations in place that actually keep them away from getting those guns.
And then you may also have those who will feel that, hey, maybe you're trying to restrict my amendment right to have this gun.
Yeah, so that's the problem with if we go with it at the access question, that any type of background checks or any type of limitations that perhaps create a delay or perhaps make it so that, you know, you can't purchase or acquire a gun as quickly as possible, that's automatically considered a loss of a right, when instead it could just be like, it's supposed to be like a safety issue.
Yeah, that Senate race is being watched closely across the nation tonight. Another big race here is the race for governor in our state. Here's where the candidates stand tonight. We know Governor Mike DeWine signed both the constitutional carry law and House Bill 99, which we already discussed earlier this evening, as well as the Stand Your Ground law, which allows someone with the legal right to be somewhere where they no longer have the duty to retreat if they feel that their life is in danger. Meanwhile, Democrat Nan Whaley supports universal background checks and red flag laws, which allow police, family members, or even doctors to petition a court to take away someone's firearms for up to a year if they feel that that person is a threat to themselves or others. we feel that both of them are on opposite sides here.
Yes. So first, it's important to note that we will never get to see them debate, right?
No.
We will never know what kind of, sparring that could happen. But it's important to note, like, if you really want to see sparring, you could probably just go on social media and you'll see their opponents, not the opponents, but their supporters probably duking it out in the comments.
But it's safe to say that the last time we did see them together, maybe not the last time, but one of the pivotal moments we saw them was after the mass shootings in Dayton, when there was this move to do something about guns. And here we are years later, and this is still a conversation of concern.
And so I think it's important for folks who are supporting DeWine or might even be on the border about DeWine to actually remember that whatever contrary that he's saying now, that because he shared the stage with Nan Whaley all those years ago after the Dayton incident, that in some way, shape, or form, he is for gun control, right? And so with that in mind, we can't erase everything that's going on in the past. And I know that when we're thinking about elections and things like that, we're only thinking about like the 15 seconds that are here, but bringing up that press conference from back then is noteworthy.
Dr. Brianna Mack, we always appreciate your insight and your expertise. These are big issues. A lot of folks thinking about before they head to the polls. Hard to believe we're just 3 weeks away.
Right.
I'm sure we'll be in contact before election night. Thank you so much. And if you need help figuring out how to and where to vote, just text the word vote to that number on your screen, 614-460-3345, and we'll send a link straight to your phone with everything you need to know.